Yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Yes, we are live. Legends, how is everybody doing? Let's go. Let's take a look at the charts, because there is some really interesting levels that I want to talk about today. So make sure to stay tuned, pay attention. We are going to talk about those higher time frame major levels of resistance and support, taking a look at locally as well to see if we can find some day trading scalping setups. What are the most important levels? We're getting some really nice momentum here to the upside, but I'm going to explain why this $57,000 level is going to be a tough nut to crack, guys. So make sure to stay tuned right away, because we could be seeing some resistance at this zone. Let's see if we can smash through it, or are we going to reject? We're going to talk a little bit about Elliott wave theory, harmonics. We are going to take a look at some different naked point of controls, daily levels, guys. Make sure to stay tuned, smash up that like button on your way in, guys. Destroy the like button, and we are going to go right away into the comment section. First of all, guys, let me know if you can see me, if you can hear me. Right away, we got the drum bass in the background, of course. We're going to go through the comment section, guys. Say hello to the beautiful community. 𝗬𝗫𝗄𝗏, my brother, how are you doing? Thanks for joining. Second like, says Andre. Hey, gold star. Looking forward to see this one. Like smashed. Ethan, how are you doing? Kev, buenos dias from Guadalajara, mi amigo. Thanks for your daily update, bro. My girlfriend Cynthia sits next to me, and I'm telling her for months now to finally invest in BTC. Maybe she's listened to you. Absolutely. Why not? You know, it's always good to DCA, even though there is fear on the market, guys. We need to be that fear. Look at the fear and greed index. It's at 17. Extreme fear. This is insane. This is when we want to buy, right? This is when we want to buy. Buy the fear, guys. Yes, recession, Japan, the world is going to crap. We know that. We know it's going to crap. We will go to crap with the world, and we will buy our cryptocurrencies, right? Got a message from my mum this morning saying, be careful on what you spend your money, right? Stop going shopping, stop buying watches, stop buying this, the other. And, you know, I'm thinking to myself, oh my goodness, if she knew what I'm spending my money on different altcoins that I don't know if they're going to do well or not in the future. But overall, it's a funny fact, right? There's actually a meme, right, of that saying, you know, be careful with what you spend your money, right? And then you have this meme spending, you know, thousands of tens of thousands of dollars buying meme coins and, you know, very dodgy altcoins, expecting it to go to, you know, to make a 10, 20, 50x, right? So overall, I am buying some altcoins, guys, not afraid. We could be going to much lower, right? This time will be different from 2008. It will be different than the other crashes. This is a big major recession, right? Entering into depression. We're looking at a style of depression like, you know, the 1929, right? Which was very, very devastating recession that took many, many years to recover. We're just going to have to go through it, guys. Overall, I wouldn't be too worried. There is a lot of emergency meetings going on in Japan, in the US, you know, to cut rates as soon as possible and get that money printer on right away, which is obviously going to save the day, just like it has done for the last several decades. This has been one of the biggest crashes in Asian markets since, you know, 40 years, 50 years in Taiwan. So was this the crash of the markets? And now we're going to start seeing the markets recover. Definitely a possibility. We could be seeing a little bit more downside, guys. Okay, this has kind of just been the first crash. However, do we know if it's the last one or not? Something curious to know is we've just had the Bitcoin halving a few months ago, and we are seeing accumulation still continuing on Bitcoin, right? So it's probably shaked out a few of the weak hands. But anyway, we ain't going to go and talk about through all of that. We are going to do the pure technical analysis, of course. Let me just quickly finish here through the comment section. Mustafa, my man, I hope you're doing absolutely well. Of course, the low is in. There was too much FUD as usual, says Steve. Yeah, exactly. This is always a good sign, right? Where you have a big correction on the markets, and not only in crypto, obviously worldwide, right? You got the Asian markets, you got the US emergency meeting, all of this, blah, blah, massive fear, you know, around the globe. And it's happened, right? We've got the crash, we've gone down. So what can we expect next, right? Well, we need to take a look at the technicals most importantly and the levels, because we are day traders. If we can turn a day trade into a swing trade, absolutely wonderful. But is the low in? And that is something that I want to ask the community, of course, guys. What do you think? All right, I'm going to put a poll here. Do you think the low is in for Bitcoin, guys? Let me know right away. It would be absolutely wonderful to see the poll, how it's going to result, right? Is it going to be many people saying yes, the low is in, a lot of people say no? Do you think the low is in for Bitcoin, guys? Let me know right away on the poll, because I really want to know your opinion, because your opinion matters for me, right? Let's go. Lauren, how are you doing? The market suits my mood. Depression. Come on, Lauren. Right. Let's continue here through the mum, I spent 20k on dog with hat. Yes, exactly. Yeah, you know, we crypto investors, we are crazy. I was very crazy back in 2018, 2019, buying all sorts of different altcoins. My best performing altcoin was VeChain. VeChain was the one that made me the most money percentage wise. So yeah, just buying all sorts in 2018, 2019. I was just, you know, throwing my money into, you know, different projects. Will they succeed or not? Will there be a crypto bull run? It does look like there should be one, right? And just speculating as an investor that we are going to get a massive bull run, right, into 2020, 2021. And yeah, everything played out very nicely. So we are in the middle stages of one right now, even though we don't believe it, right? We don't believe it. Okay, this is a massive double top, or it could be a massive, large ABC corrective move. We're going to be correcting down for several more months till we actually bottom out and see the massive recovery in 2025, 2026. It doesn't really matter, guys. We just have to hold on. Bitcoin, without a doubt, is a great investment, all right? So, you know, buying at 50K, 40K, 30K, we just need to have to DCA in, guys, because overall we are going to 100K, 200K. The question is when, not if. The question is when will we go all the way up there to those levels, right? Will it be this year? Will it be next year? Will it be in a few years? So we overall know that that is going to happen, right? It's not a question of if, it's a question of when we are going to go up there. So overall, DCAing, guys, is a win-win. It's a strategy that is a winner, right? So let's go. Low is in, says Lauren. But the impulse moved down to slightly higher low. Right, let's analyze the situation here altogether. 57,300 looks like strong support. Resistance, you say, ALJR, absolutely. I don't party, hodl. Right, on the poll, we can see right away, we got over 100 votes right now. I'm going to speculate on yes, the low is in. Let's just see the votes. 54%, 55% of people are saying no, the low is not in for Bitcoin. 45% of people say yes, that the low is in. Right, we are going to do some pure technical analysis. As always, guys, we're going to focus on the higher time frame. We're going to talk about some major levels here to take into consideration. Something curious that I saw here from 𝗕𝗏𝗆, he shared this with me. He was saying basically, you know, something interesting to see that we hit the exact value area high from 2021, all right, and 2022, part of 2022 here. We hit this consolidation value area high, but to the dollar, guys. It was absolutely insane how we just tapped that value area high from 2021 and 2022. Very nice, insane bounce of over $7,000 just in the last 24 hours, right? So very technical high volume level, which is the value area high here on Coinbase, hitting that level and getting that instant bounce, getting below this order block on the higher time frames, sweeping the lows and getting that massive reaction bounce. Okay, very technical sweep of higher lows, right? The dangerous area, of course, is this move to the upside, right? We're very cautious when we have moves to the upside without leaving any order blocks, any consolidations, because it means that you have a lack of volume and the price could slice through that level, right? So something that we want to be cautious about if we come back down and retest the low, right? Retesting this low on the higher time frame is going to be absolutely key, right? If we ever test it, right? We don't know if it's going to be tested, but if we roll back down, okay, to the lows right there, of course we could form a higher low. This is something that I want to talk about, okay? There is a possibility of a higher low, something that we are going to be discussing in this live stream. So overall, if we were to come back down, say, right, just say that the market starts rolling down very aggressively in the next coming days, right? And we come down to this low, this is going to be a crucial zone to see if we are going to break through or are we going to form a double bottom, right? Just a major wick here and then, you know, finally get that recovery. There is a possibility of a higher low as well. We're going to discuss that right away. So higher time frame, something that I wanted to show here is that value area high from 21 and 22. Now zooming in, we got that CME futures gap as well, guys. If you're not aware, there is a CME futures gap coming all the way up to $62,000. There is speculation, of course, that that gap is going to be filled, right? I don't really care if it's going to be filled or not. But, you know, like you say, 95, 96, 98% of the CME futures gap are filled, right? So speculation on that getting filled potentially this week or next week with the bounce that is happening. I want to talk about this ascending wedge, something that I want to talk about on the lower time frames. We're going to zoom out here on the daily time frame on Bybit, because what is interesting here from the 2021 price action, right? When we go from January of 2021 till December of 2021, right? The entire year of 2021 where we had the bull market, we created a high, then this high over here. On Bybit, we do have the point of control of 2021 exactly at $53,700. And when we do put that point of control here on the chart, it has been a level that has been respected as support very nicely during the last few months. We smashed through that level, of course, here back in February. So that was not... my goodness, I'm going to choke. That level was not much resistance. However, it did flip into significant support as we did see the drop here on the 1st of May. That is the highest volume node from 2021 when we take a look at the Bybit chart here. So very good support level. We did manage to wick beneath the level. This was a failed breakout. As we can see, huge massive recovery going from 60k zone, 55k zone to 70k, all right, just a few days ago. And now we are beneath that level. And something interesting when we do take a look here at that level here, the point of control of 2021, which has been also respected with a small little bounce here just a couple of days ago. This was on Sunday, also got a bounce from that level. And now we are forming this ascending wedge structure. And this is where we're going to start looking at the different confluence levels, guys, to look for those day trading scalping opportunities. Very ascending wedgie structure. There is a moment in time that I want to talk about this drop, okay? Because like I mentioned in today's video update, we have seen one of the largest volatility drops since the C19 crash, which is this massive spike, of course, since the 2015 sell-off. We got the dot-com bubble here, even going to the 2000s. We got the 2008 financial crisis, right, where we got a massive move of volatility to the downside. And we've hit those levels yesterday, right? Every time we've spiked up here to these levels, well, the market was getting close to a bottom formation. This is obviously a lot of speculation. This is very soon. This drop only happened on Monday. This could still continue for a few more weeks till we actually start seeing a reversal. But it's something interesting to see, right? That we've had that massive volatility to the downside, right? And when we see history, when we have this massive volatile move to the downside, the market, you know, finds a bottom very, very soon. Now, when we go and zoom out, all right, and this is, you know, something. Can we compare the C19 crash to the crash that we've just had, you know, basically yesterday, right? Or the last week. The strongest crash being yesterday, of course, through the markets globally, but also on Bitcoin, right? But yesterday we did have that major drop from Sunday to Monday on Bitcoin. Could we compare it, right? Because what is happening here on Bitcoin right now is that this was the C19 crash back in 2020, right? And obviously this is looking at the daily time frame. Right now, Bitcoin is in kind of an ascending, wedgie structure, right? And can we manage to break through to the upside and recover the entire major drop, right? You see the massive drop here in March of 2020 and that really nice recovery late March, okay, into the ascending wedge that looks like it's going to top out here and break down, and then this ascending wedge just breaks to the upside. When we fast forward with today's price action, well, yeah, we cannot really compare because the movement down on the C19 crash was a little bit more aggressive percentage wise. It was more than a 40-50% drop on Bitcoin, but we are still in bull market territories, right? We're probably not going to see a 40% crash in the next coming days. We've seen a pretty nice solid from 70k down to 49.5k. This has been a 30% correction, or crash if you wish, in about 5-6 days, right? From the 29th of July till the 5th of August. Big drop, guys. This 30% correction. This is a lot. So now the question is, right? You might see this as, okay, I do see it as an ascending wedge without a doubt, okay? I do see this, that it's, very like an ascending wedgie structure. And could we manage to break down here from this ascending wedge, right? Or are we going to break to the upside? Well, this is what I want to talk about right now. The local technical levels, right? We need to take a look at the waves, the timing, Fibonacci, extension, retracement, naked point controls. What are the major levels here that we do have on the chart to take into consideration? And zooming out, okay, let's start with Fibonacci, right? Let's start with Fibonacci from the highs that we did have at 70k, because you could, on higher time frames, this is one single big drop, right? You got a clear pivot high and a clear pivot low. So let's just start with Fibonacci here, from that pivot high to the pivot low. Fibonacci retracement tool here, we get it from the pivot high and go to the pivot low from yesterday at $48,900, right? We toggle in here the Fibonacci and we zoom in on the lower time frames. We analyze where we at. We are getting a little bit of a reaction at the 382 Fibonacci retracement from the highs, okay, that we have on the 29th to the lows, all right, of the 5th of August. All of this is one big entire move down, right? 382 is getting a bit of a reaction at the moment. So without a doubt, we could get a pullback to basically the VWAP, to the higher low support level, right? We are getting a bit of resistance. Market is moving up, so it's very difficult to fight against the trend without any major liquidity grabs. So shorting here, without a doubt, there is some risk, okay? You could get that last wick here to the upside, which I am waiting patiently, right? If not, we could correct down here and possibly create a fake out, right? We're very much trending to the upside. This is classic for a fake out to the upside, right? Or a fake out to the downside, right? This is the moment where you're like, oh, we got this ascending wedge breakdown. Okay, we should be going to much lower levels. But I would be overall interested in this zone over here where we do have the VWAP, right? If we do, looking at the VWAP is slightly higher. Would be nice that the VWAP would be lower. But overall, we're trending to the upside, right? We don't really want to fight the trend too much here on Bitcoin, even though we're hitting that 382 and it is getting reaction. Something curious about this 382 Fibonacci, right? From the start of the drop that was last Monday, is we have that point of control from 2021, right? That big high volume node from 2021 price action here is exactly where we have that 382 Fibonacci retracement. This has been a proven level of support as we've seen during May, okay? 1st of May, we did get a beautiful bounce here at the $57,000 range. So that level over here, when we do zoom in, is sitting where we have the 382. So yeah, this without a doubt is a level of resistance. And what I would like to see on the price action, what I would like to see here is an attempt of a breakout, right? We're still trending up on lower time frames, still moving up pretty nicely. And it will be very interesting to see if we successfully break out. Because if we do not successfully break out here and it turns out to be a fake out, then this without a doubt could be an interesting move down to the higher low support. Possibly breaking down or possibly faking out. Fake outs, you know, they're very, very complex to trade without a doubt. But you can see the 2021 point of control, which is exactly at $57,300. You know, this is a crucial zone. This is very, very strong. You got the high of the resistance of this ascending wedge. And, you know, when we take a look at Elliott wave theory and we analyze here the momentum to the upside, you can arguably discuss that you have a little bit of a contracting diagonal. However, what is disturbing is this pivot low, because this could absolutely smash through the level, right? Because when you do the counts here, you got a 1, 2, you got a double 1, 2 here, and you're potentially in the third wave, and this is just going to absolutely explode here. So it's something that, you know, want to be really, really cautious. The price action is moving to the upside, and looking for shorts as a day trade or a small little swing trade, you know, there is risk without a doubt. You know, this is just continuing to the upside, and we've seen ascending wedges just break through here the major resistance level. So yeah, overall, I would like to see the fake out. I would like to see the, you know, like a pump here to the upside, and the price action failing to break above this level. We do have a bunch of liquidity there still, okay? Something interesting when we take a look at the liquidity heat map is that we have a few 100 million still at 57.2K, right? Just slightly above us. Then further up at 58K, there's not much liquidity. But we do have, you know, a few 100 million just above $57,000. So can we have that, you know, last attempt right now in the next coming minutes to try and break through and basically fail to break out? As we've seen that proof of support, we are just going to be hitting the high of this resistance trend line from this ascending wedge and get the fake out, and then potentially come back down with a, you know, bigger corrective move. At least down to the VWAP. I mean, that would already be a move of over $1,000, right? You know, it does make sense for the price action to have a failed attempt. However, if the attempt breaks through and we just continue to the upside, then off we go. We are looking for higher levels, right? We're possibly looking for 59, 60K zone, which very much could be a possibility. The next level of interest that I do see here as a scalping day trade possibility is hitting the 50% Fibonacci from the overall drop, right? When we do take a look at this entire drop, where we look at Fibonacci retracement, we're getting a small little reaction at the 382. I would like to see a couple of attempts to try and break through this level. And as we are seeing that and it fails to do so, then look for the pullback, at least to round about the VWAP, right? Small little trade of $1,000, or even breaking down, which could be very, very possible, right? What I am concerned about this ascending wedge is the similarities that it has from the C19 crash on the higher time frames, right? Big volatile move to the downside. You got the dead cat bounce, ascending wedge scenario, you know, expecting that the price is going to get exhausted and come down, and then you absolutely rip and you form a V-shaped recovery, right? So this is always something that we want to be, you know, take into consideration. You know, what if this is just going to start ripping and get a big V-shaped recovery in the coming days, right? We don't want to get too excited of that happening, because we do have a lot of resistance above us. So yeah, we're currently hitting the 382. If we were to smash through, there is a great level for a nice little scalp trade. And that is the 50% Fibonacci from the entire drop of the last few days, right? 382 already getting a reaction. It might just pull back from these levels. The 50% Fibonacci is exactly where we do have a lower high, right? I like that lower high. We do have a naked point of control from that zone as well. When we put in the session volume profile and the naked point of control levels, that is where we have a naked point of control right over here, right? We have the 50% Fibonacci where we have this lower high. It's a classic level for a rejection, without a doubt. You know, I do have some alerts here set on another chart, and without a doubt, I would be speculating on a pretty nice rejection, swing failure pattern, liquidity grab above 59,500. It is exactly the 50% Fibonacci from the entire drop. Overall, the momentum is to the upside. Other levels of interest that I do have, just say that we do have a breakdown to the downside. Just say that we do break down from here, from this ascending wedge, right? We've got this ascending wedge. You know, if we were to come down from this ascending wedge to the support and break down here, well, a big level, a big level of support is the naked point of control. Naked point of control from yesterday, basically, right? It is the previous point of control range, right? Well, it's a high volume node. After this consolidation, we did form a higher volume node right there, but overall, there is still a very big high volume node, right? It's almost the same as the one that we do have here. So very important level right over here at $52,700. That level is very interesting, and the main reason why it is very interesting, it is because you have a clear higher low right there, exactly where we have the point of control, right? Or the second point of control, you could arguably discuss, from yesterday, right? So if we were to break down from this level, it's a very interesting level. You've got a liquidity grab beneath this, you know, this low over here. And I would be looking for an instant bounce. Of course, where is your take profit? Where would be your take profit zone? Bucks, how are you doing, my brother? How are you? Want to check out Ethereum? Yes, we can take a look at Ethereum right away. We're just taking a look at major levels of interest, where the price could bounce, where the price could reject. Of course, we'll be taking at this locally as well. But overall, the biggest level here for a reaction, and this is without a doubt, guys, a level that you want to be very cautious. This is an ascending wedge structure, and obviously the breakdown is getting to the bottom of the wedge, and this is the bottom of the wedge, right? It's the kind of the target zone of that ascending wedge. And, you know, without a doubt, you are going to get a small reaction, a possible bounce of several $100s, which is good for a scalp trade. Sweep up those lows where you have that high volume node from yesterday. And something interesting about is to take a look at is Fibonacci from the pivot low to the pivot high. Or if we were to create another high here, have an attempt, you have the 50% Fibonacci just at that low, right? Of course, we want to be extremely cautious. This might be a short-term bounce, and then the price continues rolling down to have an attempt and go down to the value, previous day value area low, or to the lows right there. This is only a scalp day trade, okay? Very important to understand. These levels are only for scalping. They're quick reaction levels where you could get a significant bounce, and you want to be extremely defensive, because catching support levels or resistance levels, you're basically fighting the trend, and you need to have extreme good risk management and invalidation levels, because you cannot just randomly get into this long trade. You get a small little bounce and then you have no stop loss. You're not defensive, because you're very likely going to get a small little reaction, and you need to be quick taking profits when you get that bounce. You could be targeting the VWAP, which is a classic level for the scalpers, right, to take profit, right, as a resistance point. So that is only a scalp trade, guys, because sometimes when we talk about levels of rejection, people think, okay, well, you know, this is the low and we're going to get a significant bounce, right? But then you just get one quick reaction and then the price continues to the downside, and people obviously do not take profit, right? They see the profits, they're not defensive, and they just leave the trade there. And then obviously they, you know, price rejects at some resistance zones and then ends up stopping them out either in a small loss or at break even when they had a profitable trade. So yeah, overall right now, this 382 is getting a reaction, okay? The 382 Fibonacci from the overall drop that we've had since, the overall drop that we had since 70K, right? This is classic to put Fibonacci retracement, right? Easy peasy. You got a clear pivot high, clear pivot low. The 382 is acting as resistance right now. Let's talk about the possibilities of a possible recovery, right? What if the price is forming a wave one right now in a contracting diagonal, right? Could that be the case? Obviously it could. Absolutely yes. When we take a look at Elliott wave theory, you know, could this be a contracting, okay, diagonal right there in 5 waves, which we've already kind of created the 3 peaks, right? We've created the 3 peaks. Maybe this 382 is actually going to be that resistance that pulls us back down. And the question right now is, will we see a wave 2, right? Are we going to see here a wave 2 formation and then get the massive recovery in the next coming days? Well, we're going to have to think that, yeah, of course, that is definitely possible. That is without a doubt definitely possible here. Just get that ABC corrective move in the next coming hours, days, right? If we were to get that corrective move, we form a nice move down from here, then we form a lower high, get some resistance, come down to slightly lower levels. Could this be the case? Could this be the case? I'm going to say absolutely yes. It could be a scenario. So without a doubt, that naked point of control and a sweep of all of the higher lows that have been created in the last 24 hours could be a scenario. So, you know, this is, and you might think, you know, you must be crackers, you know, the price is breaking down, we are likely going to claim the lows. Without a doubt, I want to see some choppy price action, a bit of proof of support, and some bullish CVD divergence. On yesterday's update in the Legends trading community, you know, if that were to be a scenario, guys, obviously you are breaking down, we are very, very close to the lows. So without a doubt in my mind that if we do get a breakdown on the price of Bitcoin, we are going to be seeing significant lower lows on the higher time frame on the CVD. We're very, very likely going to see lower lows on the CVD. You're going to start seeing people shorting very aggressively to claim these lows. And if we do get some absorption on the price here at this 52,000, 51,600 range, without a doubt, you know, I would be seeing a possible higher low. But we need to see that reaction. We need to see absorption, the price getting a reaction at this zone. And that is when we can speculate. If the price just starts falling down here in a falling knife, right? Just say that the price does come down. You know, I'm not going to be jumping into a long. I'm not going to be putting some limit longs right there, because this could just slice through down to the lows, right? So it's a dangerous area. We need to see a little bit more data. We need to see a little bit of more price action if we were to come down there, because without a doubt, this could be a zone where the price could form a higher low, and you're speculating in a large 1, 2, 3, and you start recovering, all right, in the next coming days. And that is if we do not break the resistance, right, from this level. Because, you know, I want to see failed breakouts here. I want to see the price chop, and without a doubt, if you create that choppiness here in the next 1 to 2 hours, it's without a doubt going to be a rejection point. You're likely going to get that pullback in local double tops at the 57.3, 57.4, having a few attempts. And that would be a moment that I would say, okay, price is topping out here. It's not managing, trying to get into those local double tops, and then look for that significant pullback down to the support, right? For a fake out, for a take profit zone, because this might do this. But overall, you know, if you do, I would leave some open just to get that leg down here. What is disturbing about this ascending wedge, guys, is that 2020 price action, right? Big, massive FUD. Oh my goodness, we're going to crap, recession, depression, and, you know, ascending wedge. Yeah, this is topping out now. Boom, V-shaped recovery. And we all like, what the hell, you know? What? I thought the market should correct more. I thought the lows had to be claimed. And, well, yeah, eventually, you know, that did not happen in 2020. So, of course, this crash hasn't been as severe. I mean, I really haven't been that worried, guys. I've actually been buying some altcoins. The recent altcoin that I bought is DAG. For anybody that is curious, if I'm buying, I bought some Chainlink, I bought some 𝗬𝗫 network, I bought some Mina protocol, absolutely massive correction, really cheap. I bought some Chainlink, I bought some DAG network, okay? Constellation, because it's basically at the lows of the bear market from 2023. It's like, and this is a good project. I know this is a good project. And I just bought 2,500. I got another 2,500 just in case the things get messy and we do get another drop down to buy some more. So overall, guys, you know, these are really cheap prices for altcoins, right? Altcoins are just gone to crap. Imagine buying this when it was, you know, basically at the highs here in March, February, right? Yes, bull run, altcoin season. I've been waiting for this corrective move on altcoins for many months, guys. I've been waiting for many months for this devastating corrective move so we can buy cheaply. I was not buying in March, February. I thought, you know, I missed the pump. I ain't accumulating altcoins at these levels, waiting for a big major pullback. And, you know, we have it. You got it right now, okay? You're seeing some altcoins at the lows of the bear market. So, you know, could we go to slightly lower levels? 100% yes. But, you know, this is the moment to DCA, right? I'm DCAing, you know, bought $2,500 worth of DAG. We get a movement down, I'll put another 2,500. We get movement downs here on rest of the altcoins, just like Chainlink. Chainlink bought at $8.50 range, already up a little bit. If we do get below $8, I'm going to buy some more. It's like, you know, guys, we need to buy the dips. We do not buy the hype. We do not buy the pumps. We buy when everything looks like crap. So now is when I'm starting to DCA. I bought 1,000 Chainlink just yesterday. I bought a bit of DAG, and I'm just going to start, you know, dabbling into some many altcoins. You know, anybody that is asking if I'm buying altcoins, well, absolutely yes, guys. You know, this is the moment. This is the moment. So anyway, just a little tip there. Let me go quickly through the comment section because, of course, you want some attention. We have that scenario here, guys. Okay. If we break through here with Bitcoin, you know, things can get punchy here. I want to take a look at the poll. Is the low in for Bitcoin? We got over 440 votes and 50% of people say yes, 50% of people say no. Absolutely crazy how there's a huge battle, guys. There's no clear answer, right? As you can see in the poll. Is the low in for Bitcoin here at $49,000, right? We're going to start recovering from this point. 50% of people say yes, 50% of people say no, right? Well, 51-49. So very mixed sentiment here on this. Let's yeah, I mean, it looks like that Bitcoin wants to have that attempt, you know, very much. Let's analyze the 1 minute time frame, because yeah, this is still very much uptrending, very much uptrending. It does look like we want to have that attempt breakout, and if we do fail to break the next high, which is this one, which is exactly where we have the 382 Fibonacci from the entire drop, which we've already got one rejection. Market is trending to the upside. So overall, you know, small little scalp longs are in your advantage without a doubt. I mean, if you're paying attention to the CVD and you zoom in here very closely on the 3 minute time frame, you know, you are forming bullish CVD divergence, right? So you are consistently seeing people wanting to short this level, and they're just going to get stopped out and stopped out. You know, the market is still very much uptrending. You know, if anything, on scalp trades, you want to speculate on the highs to be taken, right? Especially if you're forming local bullish CVD divergence. You're just forming higher lows. You're forming lower lows right there on the CVD, giving a high probability that that high is going to be taken one more time at least, right? To see if we break through or we fail to do so. So overall, the market is still very much uptrending, but we are hitting that higher time frame level of resistance, which is very interesting to see if we are going to fail to break out. So yeah, I mean, they're nice. They're nice little movements. They're nice little scalps of $400-500. You know, the momentum is still very much to the upside here. But on higher time frames, we're just about to hit that big, crucial higher time frame level of resistance, which is that 382 Fibonacci, the point of control from 2021, right? We got the point of control here from 2021, right? When we get the fixed volume profile of this price action, big high volume node. There has been a proven level of support here back in May. The 1st of May, we got an epic bounce from that point of control, guys. When we do zoom in, we got an epic bounce, and we are just about to attempt a breakout from that level. And if it successfully breaks out from here, yeah, without a doubt, we could be seeing the momentum continuing here, guys, right? You could see that ascending wedge, right? That classic, you know, textbook pattern. Yeah, this is an ascending wedge. We're going to break down. This is just a dead cat bounce. And then you get the price, boom, ripping, right? Just like we did see back in 2020 on the C19 crash. Obviously, we did correct down for a fake out, but overall, bang, right? This ascending wedge turned out to be a bullish ascending wedge, right? Instead of a bearish one. So, yeah, let's go through the comment section. Low is not in, says John Patterson. Low is not in. A lot of people here. There's a very mixed sentiment on the poll here. 52% of people saying yes, it is in. 48, almost 500 votes. So there is a big battle here from people that are bullish and people that are bearish, right? We got half of the people in the comment section bearish, half of the people bullish. So let's see who is going to win the battle here. Yeah, what about Iran war? Well, yeah, this is you know, maybe the crashes, as like I said, this is a front run of the crash, right? The news happens later, the bad things happen later, right? This is kind of, we've already gone from 70K to 50K. This is a $20,000 drop. This is a 30% drop. The crashes happen before the news comes out, right? So it's already happened. You know, this could be, I'm not going to say it is, this could be the recession crash, right? The markets have crashed. We've seen the biggest stock market crash through Asian markets, Japan, South Korea, Taiwan. We had a massive crash also with the S&P 500. Maybe this was the crash, right? You know, when we saw the C19 crash, this was before lockdown and people losing their jobs, right? You know, there was lockdown going on here. People without jobs, bailouts. It was all a mess, but the market already recovered into the mess that we got into, right? How long did we have lockdowns worldwide? Of course, there were other countries that didn't have lockdowns that much, but most of the countries did. And this continued throughout 2021. The market already recovered drastically when we were already in the mess. So the crash happened just as we were getting the news out. Okay, just as the news was coming out, we had the panic moment, and that is what created the crash, right? Overall, people with no jobs, we had bailouts. All this happened during 2020 and part of 2021. However, there was that emergency money printer going on, interest rates going down very aggressively. So the market recovered. So on the chart, you see the recession already printed, right, before it even officially starts, right? So, you know, could we see something similar today? It's already reflected on the chart. So, yeah, without a doubt, that V-shaped recovery kind of style could definitely happen. So, yeah, Solana pumps. Everything is pumping, guys, for the moment. We've got altcoins. We've got lots of altcoins pumping very nicely, up 20%, 15%. There is a lot of altcoins, you know, getting a pretty nice bounce right now. So, overall, market is, you know, recovering from that big crash that we had yesterday and the last few days. So yeah, let's go right away. Continue with the comment section. Want to say, you know, continue saying hello to the beautiful community. Much love from Boston. Maz, thanks for joining the stream, my brother. What about BTC dominance? Do you think we will hit 60%? Thanks again, as usual, amazing TA. Bitcoin dominance is something that I want to take a look at. Chainlink is great, guys. If we do start consolidating, testing the lows here, I mean, this is going to be the buying opportunity. It's going to be so crazy. I am very excited for the next coming weeks, even though if we do come down to test $8 or not, I think the selling pressure is going to get exhausted here. And if we start forming some kind of descending wedgie structure right in this range for the next coming weeks, it's going to be, guys, the bottom is in. You know, I could not stress that enough back here when we were trading at $5, $6, saying, guys, you know, there's amazing opportunity to buy here in this consolidation. And now we are basically in the second and last opportunity for these altcoins. So yeah, I mean, we know this is the level that we want to buy. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin dominance here from my friend Maz from Boston. Let's go right away with the Bitcoin dominance. And, you know, been saying that Bitcoin dominance is still bullish. It is in a major uptrend, but this trend will reverse at some point. Without a doubt, could we hit 60%? Yeah, absolutely. This is very much very strong. You know, people are betting more on Bitcoin than altcoins. But overall, that altcoin season will happen at some point. We will get that altcoin season, even though dominance gets to 60%, you know, 62% right at the max level. You know, some people might think that altcoins are dead. You know, without a doubt, you know, there's some people most of them are dead without a doubt. Okay, I'm just buying some, you know, good projects that I think, you know, that they have fundamentals, they have big partnerships. And that I believe that they could recover, right? But there's thousands of altcoins that have been created this year. In 2024, I think, I don't how many altcoins are there right now, guys? I remember back in the previous cycle, there was just a few thousand. There's tens of thousands of altcoins right now being created in the last few months, which, as you know, 99% are absolute garbage, right? But I'm very selective. You know, I'm a very OG altcoin guy. I like Chainlink. You know, layer ones obviously are going to get a recovery without a doubt. We're looking at Solana, Avalanche, Phantom. I think Phantom is at great accumulation levels at the moment, at the 30-cent level. These ones are going to survive. L1s will survive without a doubt, and the good projects as well, right? They do have, you know, they do have a big product behind them. But there's thousands of altcoins that are just, you know, just pure speculation, right? So Bitcoin dominance still trending to the upside. I would be expecting the dominance to potentially peak out, you know, at 60%. I don't see this breaking through like this and going to 70% dominance. It's just it's an unlikely scenario. Of course, the market, the Bitcoin dominance at its worst moment in the market, it does pump. People don't want to speculate on, you know, a lot of people, when we have these financial crashes, they want to move their altcoins to Bitcoin, right? Or to dollars, but potentially more into Bitcoin, right? Because Bitcoin's safer with the big volatility. So it's a natural thing that when everything is crashing, people move altcoins to Bitcoin because they know that that the drawdown is going to be less on Bitcoin than their altcoins, right? If Bitcoin drops 10%, maybe the altcoin's dropping 40%. So they want to stay on the safe side on the drawdown. However, it is the best moment, right? Don't get me, don't get me wrong here. For me, it's the best moment when we have altcoins going to lower levels. This is what I want to see, right? I need the Bitcoin dominance to go higher and the altcoins to go lower so we can buy cheaper, right? Talking about the good projects, the ones that I do believe that we are going to get basically a massive recovery in the next coming months. So Bitcoin dominance, ascending channel still. It's still in bullish momentum for many months, since 2023, still to continue. But overall, this will roll down at some point in the next coming months, giving us that altcoin season, right? If you believe that an altcoin season is never going to happen, it's never going to happen. That's it. All of the altcoins are dead. We ain't going to see a recovery, never ever in the history, in the future. No, it's going to happen, right? It is going to happen, especially for the good projects out there. So this is the moment to DCA very aggressively, right? As the Bitcoin dominance is going to higher levels, 58, 60% dominance, bring it on. That is when the altcoins are going to still continue moving to lower levels so we can DCA. So yeah, that's, without a doubt, 60% Bitcoin dominance. Absolutely. Absolutely, yes. So yeah, I wanted to see here the C19 crash, right? We had a big spike on the C19 crash here to the upside. We see this, basically in March of 2020, we got the Bitcoin dominance going up for a few more months. And then we got a small little altcoin season in the summer of 2020. That was when DeFi was popping. All of the DeFi altcoins were absolutely exploding. This is when I saw my Chainlink go through the roof in the summer of 2020. We had Chainlink, we had Aave, Synthetics, all of these DeFi products, right? Cryptocurrencies were going through the roof in the summer of 2020, right? Just after the C19 crash with this major correction on the Bitcoin dominance. And obviously the major altcoin season, right, started in January of 2021, right? Just for a few months when we got the dominance. I mean, I'm not sure if we're going to get such a severe altcoin season. Dominance went from 70% all the way down to 40% in a matter of 4 months, which was absolutely crazy, right? That's when altcoins were going absolutely bananas. So yeah, without a doubt, we're going to see something similar, maybe not as great as this altcoin season. Maybe the next altcoin season is not going to be that great, but overall, it is going to happen at some point. We're probably not going to see such a spectacular altcoin season like we had back in 2021, which was absolutely insane, obviously, but it's going to happen nevertheless. It will happen. So yeah, let's go right away. Continue here with the comment section. It's going to hit 64K for the CME gap, then go down to 32K, says Jonathan. We do have that disturbing CME futures gap. I've got it here on the chart. We do have the CME futures gap, which we probably want to fill. That's going all the way up to around about $62,000, not 64. It is $62,000. We've got 62,800, 600 here on the BTC1 chart. And we do have it on Bybit at least at 62,500, 400 approximately. So we got that big gap from last weekend that without a doubt is likely going to be filled. This is why we could break through from here, or if we correct down, I would speculate on a wave 2 here. I would really speculate on a wave 2 here, or an A, B, C, and then maybe down or not, but I would be definitely speculating on a higher low. If you want that pure technical analysis, legends, on the lower time frames, because oh my goodness, yesterday's, in between yesterday and today, the technical levels in the Legends trading community was absolutely insane. Really nice, solid day trade setups here that we had in the Legends trading community yesterday, which was basically speculating on a possible higher low at this point to get that rally to sweep up this high and get the rejection, guys. This is something that was mentioned in the Legends trading community on the video updates, analyzing the Fibonacci, the levels of resistance and support, speculating. We did get a slightly dip down here to the 50k range, okay, looking for that bottom formation, because there was bullish CVD divergence forming here, saying, guys, we're probably not going to hit that low, and we're going to get that rise to 55,500, where we have the 618 Fibonacci from this local drop, and get the rejection back down to the point of control and the VWAP, right? This is the moving average VWAP for a nice take profit, looking for a $2,000 move rejection exactly from $55,000 range. And this played out to the T. We just got back up to the level and retraced to that point of control from yesterday and hitting the VWAP, which just played out to perfection. Very, very technical level, right? It was the only short that I was interested in, because a lot of people, obviously ask, hey, come on, this is downtrending. We're going to form a lower high here and come back down. Isn't there a short position here? And say, no. If I like a short, I like this projection, I like this level, I like the rejection coming down to the VWAP. It's a trading plan. You just stick to the plan, and that is the plan that was given yesterday in the Legends trading community. If you want to trade a short, if you're going to break the point of control, you're going to come up to this level, and that is the level that I want to short. There's no other shorts that I like here in this range. So, overall, I was waiting for that. If that didn't happen and we were breaking down, then obviously that short was not going to be taken. It's trading plans, right? We give those trading plans. I don't know if we're going to go up there. There's a good projection that we could go up there, purely based on a ABC or a 1-2-3 or a 1-2-1-2. It doesn't really matter. We have a projection here of a higher low with bullish CVD divergence that could bring us that really nice momentum to the upside. Maybe the price would have taken the low. Absolutely, but the short trade was the one to take here and take profits at the point of control and the VWAP, right? Very technical, in and out. Could have gone to lower levels? Absolutely yes, but it's a target. And as traders, we need the target levels. We need to take profit at the target levels, and that is it, right? You can leave some open just in case the price breaks down, but overall defensive on that short position. So yeah, really nice setup that was mentioned here yesterday on the Legends trading community right there. Let's continue through the comment section. Andy, can you please talk through this challenging 57k? How many times will it probably hit against it before call it a rejection? How do we determine absolute rejection on $57,000? We're already struggling very much. Did we manage to test the highs again? Yeah, I mean, this already would have been an acceptable. It's very challenging, guys. Getting into a possible rejection is very challenging. The market is uptrending, and when you try to call for a rejection on a higher time frame, you need to respect the pump, right? This is why you need to be very, very selective if you are trying to speculate on a reversal. Speculating on reversals are extremely dangerous because you're fighting the trend. What is the trend today? It is up. Yes, it looks exhaustive, but it is, like I said, you're better set off into long trade setups on lower time frames, looking at the CVD divergence most importantly, because right now with this small little corrective move, what is happening right now is that you're forming insane bullish CVD divergence. You're getting people shorting the market here. When you take a look at Delta or you take a look at the CVD, right? You no need to take a look at the Delta because you have everything on the CVD. You do not want to see this. When you are rejecting from a high, there's a huge amount of shorts entering right now at this level. And with this pullback, there is millions of dollars of shorts entering with this pullback. How do you know that? Well, you can instantly see it on Bybit. Here in the yellow, you have the Bybit CVD, and here you do have the rest of exchanges. What is happening on Bybit? You're getting millions of dollars of short positions with this small little pullback, and you are forming higher lows and you're forming lower lows on the CVD. What does this mean? That the highs are likely going to be taken. So you just need to be aware that, you're probably going to get one more leg up. And, this is the danger about, you need to be extremely defensive. Extremely defensive. They're not easy at all. If you're speculating on a higher time frame reversal, you need to understand that you need to be extremely defensive and use very small capital. You better set up, you're better well off going with the trend and going with the local CVDs and getting into small pumps of a couple of $100 than trying to predict where the price is going to top every single time, especially at this range. And I would like to see a large wick up, okay, to claim that last liquidity at 57,300. If we get to 57,200, 300, then I would like to see the rejection from a double top. Then I would speculate on a possible short and stop loss above the high. Get that wick, get that move of a few $100s, woof, and then reject. Then I would say, okay, this looks like a pretty good short position. You got a bit of more liquidity. You need to have that kind of fake out, right? You need to have that possible fake out. But obviously getting the rejection, and as you're rejecting, getting into the short possibly. But it's without a doubt it's not easy. What is easier to predict a reversal when you are trading is swing failure pattern levels. They are the golden, that is the golden trade, right? You got a clear pivot, lower high, right? And if you do have confluence at that level, even better. This pivot low, that is golden, right? This is a level where it's easy to predict that you're going to get a bounce. You like fighting the trend, but if you get that reaction here, you're likely going to get a significant bounce. These are easier. Why? Because you got clear pivot levels, which are liquidity grabs, right? You sweep up that higher low or that lower high. These are much easier to trade. The rejection is almost guaranteed, right? If you reject, obviously, the rejection is not guaranteed, but if you reject from it, you kind of got a guaranteed trade of a few $100 pullback. But what it makes it very complex here right now is that you got this candlestick right over here. There is really not much here. You haven't got a lower high. You got a big movement down, and there's no proper resistance here from this movement down, which is very, 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 very difficult to predict here. Basically a pullback. The only way is to get that wick to the upside and get acceptance back below here. That is when you could speculate, okay, this is now reversing down. But you need that move. You need that woof, get the movement, get the fake out. This is still building up here. This is still consolidating. So, there is that risk. Could it roll down from here? It could, but, I would want to see that get the wick, right? Get that, it looks like it's going to break, and then it fails to break and then starts moving down very aggressively, right? But, you will know when to get into the short. You need that movement up. You need kind of that woof. And then, then you're rejecting here very, very likely. But you need that squeeze up here and failing to, to break out. Right now, this is still building up. It's uptrending and you're forming bullish CVD divergence. It's very important when you're looking for a reversal to pay attention to the local CVD. And if you're consistently forming bullish CVD divergence, right, like you did here, right? If you are, you better well off in speculating in a long and putting a stop loss beneath the last higher low on lower time frames. Much better when you're uptrending. When you're forming bullish CVD divergence, you got higher highs on the price action, lower lows on the CVD. What happens? Bang! You come and claim the highs. You got the movement up here, a very small pullback. You got Bybit going crazy with short positions. That is basically fuel for the price, right? There's liquidity here right now. That is fuel for the price to get up there, because you got a bunch of people trying to be smart and catching here the top. You don't want to see this. If you did not have bearish CVD divergence, bullish CVD, getting mixed up here, I'm tired. If you did not have bullish CVD divergence here, then yeah, that would be good. If you're still forming higher lows and higher highs here into this level, then yeah, you would say, okay, you know, not many people are interested in shorting here, and there's more longs entering the market. If you got the CVD going up here very aggressively on this movement here, then you would say, okay, now I'm more interested in shorting. But if you get the, you know, lower lows on the CVD and higher lows on the price action, you just have a high probability that that high is going to be taken again. So you do not want to see bullish CVD divergence on the chart, okay, locally, because you're just going to be claiming the high and claiming the high again and again. Unless you have that big wick, unless you have that big fast price action and rejection, then you're like, okay, game on. This is likely going to get a pretty significant pullback as you are rejecting. So yeah, very, very complex. You might as well, you know, attempt long positions with the bullish CVD divergence here, because you're very much trending to the upside locally. So you just have high probability in claiming the highs every single time. Locally, I mean, they're very small moves of a couple of $100, right? So I mean, you need to be in an exchange that has very low fees, and that basically, you know, is worth getting into that $200 move, right? So yeah, let's go right away. Thank you so much. That really explains so much. 𝗖𝗿𝗆𝗃 said we are off his favorite trading channels yesterday. Said you were one of his favorite channels. Yeah, absolutely. 𝗖𝗿𝗆𝗃, absolutely love him. We need to get a collaboration with 𝗖𝗿𝗆𝗃. Jonathan Willem, my man, these YouTubers traders have no idea. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry you do not like the content, but if you are going to start bringing hate on the channel in the comment section, you can just leave and unsubscribe. What can I say? So yeah, shout out to 𝗖𝗿𝗆𝗃. Is he in here? He does pop in sometimes. Absolutely love Jason. Love Jason. Need to get him on the channel without a doubt. Do a collaboration. Shout out to him. The more people that longs, it will drop the pros are knocking out traders left and right. It's reverse and can flip in a second. Absolutely, yes, that is totally right. 42K then up. Right, we got a lot of speculation here on different moves on the people here. You're still thinking normal market? Yeah. What I am worried about is right now we are going to start seeing a lot of hype and hopium, right? The bottom is in. That's it. This was the crash. Let's start recovering from here. And that is what I'm concerned about, right? So if we start seeing a lot of people bullish in the next coming days, then that is something that we need to take into consideration without a doubt. So yeah, Devil, my brother, I can see you. I'm not sure if you're still here. I also love 𝗖𝗿𝗆𝗃. Yeah, 𝗖𝗿𝗆𝗃. Does he have OnlyFans? Yeah, maybe you should ask him. Guys, shall we go through a little bit of news right away? Let's talk about a little bit of news. Very interesting level. It does really look very toppy here, guys. It's very, very difficult. I would love to see one push to the upside more to basically confirm a fake out. But the market is still very much uptrending, guys, right? It's kind of, if you want to predict that the market is going to reverse from here and you have a lot of people shorting and consistently making bullish CVD divergence, you're just going to consistently take the high, right? So speculating here on the top is very, very difficult. I would rather wait for more interesting levels, which would be the 59,500 range. That level is really, really good, just because we do have the 50% Fibonacci as well from the entire drop. We got that beautiful lower high right over there. And, you know, this is a great level for a quick little scalp short without a doubt, okay? It's just exactly where we have the 50% Fibonacci. I really, really like that level at $59,400 for a quick, you know, swing failure pattern from that lower high. You're likely going to get a pullback of several $100s at least from that level if we do reject from that point, right? So, yeah, if not, if we were to get the breakdown, like I said, my interest level is this one over here, 52,600. That level where we have that naked point of control. This is going to be a very, very interesting level without a doubt. I do see a quick reaction swing failure pattern. And overall, if we do start consolidating and forming double bottoms here, we're forming very strong bullish CVD divergence. I would speculate that we are going to form a higher low right there. But I need the bullish CVD divergence, right? Just like this move over here. This, you know, from yesterday, you know, is the movement was absolutely sweet just because of the projection. We had bullish CVD divergence, and I think most of the people are expecting for this low to be hit. And what you had on the CVD is massive lower lows. So you got a lot of people shorting the market, and this consolidation is absolute beauty for a reversal. And that reversal came all the way up here to the target zone for a take profit and for a short position down to the point of control from yesterday. And, you know, hey, this is, hey, if you want to see more in detail stuff, you know, I got people, you know, somebody here, this Jonathan Dude guy, saying that, you know, this YouTubers have no idea. Well, hey, you know, it was yesterday, it's technical analysis, right? We get the tools. It's not about having no idea or not. It's just applying technical tools and seeing if the movement can happen. Well, yeah, this dude has no idea. Well, basically we had the move up to this exact level yesterday, and then we rejected down to the VWAP and the point of control, which is take profit zone. Before this movement happens, we know the projections. This is why we create plans. We create 4-5 trading plans at higher levels, at lower levels. This is a trading plan that probably wouldn't have happened, right? We probably would have rolled down from this point, and then obviously we're not looking for this short position. But if we do get that movement to the upside, that is the level where I'm interested in a day trade short position. So you cannot come here and say that this, you know, these YouTubers have no idea. We're just applying technical analysis and looking for the projections and the possible moves. This happened to the T. This was from yesterday. You know, look at this. You know, we've come up here, reject from 618, having an attempt and break out the value area high from yesterday, and we get the rejection down to the VWAP and the point of control. So, you know, there must be some kind of idea, right? You must know something, right? If this is playing out to perfection in advance, and it's all about creating trading plans. It's like this trading plan right over here, right? I like this level. I will be longing this level if we do come down there and create a swing failure pattern. It's a trading plan. I've got some alerts set here. Just wait for the highest probability move, right? That's it. This is why the most important thing as well in trading is remaining patient. Create some plans at this high, at this low. One is going to be hit in the next coming days, right? If you create shorting plans and longing plans, right, on higher time frame for a day trading setup, unless you're really scalping on lower time frames, right, and you're just going with the waves and the momentum and getting into small scalp long positions in an uptrend, that is totally fine, of course. Follow the trend. Trend is your friend. So overall, you can speculate on long scalps here in this movement because you don't know where the price is going to top out here. You know, this might as well probably just break through. You're getting people shorting the market right now. You can see it on the CVD. There's a lot of people shorting the market. I don't like seeing retail shorting here. You can see it reflected on the CVD. You know what this means? This means that the highs are going to be tested and it might be smashed. So shorting at this level, even though it is resistance, is extremely dangerous because you have a lot of people shorting this level, and that is creating liquidity for the price to claim the liquidity for all of those people. All right, the market makers that are longing. Market makers are smarter than the retail guys. So yeah, you think that this is a resistance and it's an ascending wedge and it's going to reverse, but just like we saw back in 2020 with the C19 crash, where we had that movement here to the upside in an ascending wedge, and we absolutely created a massive V-shaped recovery. So I don't like seeing, you know, short positions entering right now. There's millions of dollars of short positions entering on Bybit, which is just creating liquidity here, which, you know, is you know, you're just likely going to take those highs. So very, very difficult. You would rather continue the momentum on lower time frames, but overall, for me, as this level is difficult, you know, I'm sitting on my hands, right? Of course, there are little scalp positions that you can take here if you're very focused. However, I'm going to remain patient. The higher time frame levels of interest is simple. One of them is going to be hit in the next coming days, right? In the next coming hours, possibly in between today and tomorrow. One is going to be hit. I know they have a lot of confluence, and I know how to react at those levels for a trading opportunity. So one will be hit, and one will have the trading opportunity. So overall, one of the most important things in trading is waiting for the highest probability setup and just sit on your hands, right? So sitting on your hands is sometimes part of the trading strategy. Remember, price action was acting similar at 53,000 low too. When was that? What time frame was this? $53,000. We got that CME futures gap that is very disturbing. Some people are saying that we are going to fill the gap and then roll back down. Very possible. Very possible. We'd have to check the consolidation and the reaction and the price action if we were to get up there. But the price action was acting very similar at $53,000. Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Yeah, like I said, right? When you have such a large move to the downside, most of the people are expecting the dead cat bounce to come back down and claim the lows, right? You got the rise, you break down, and you expect the lows to be taken. This is why I would speculate on a similar move for a higher low if the price were to break down here. I would expect a possible similar move with a higher low here, just because we are looking for a third wave or a C wave. It doesn't really matter if it's a C or a third wave. Looking at edit wave theory, you just have high probability in forming another wave to the upside. You got the CME futures gap, right? A lot of people love CME futures gap. It's going to get filled. Well, this would be in confluence with that scenario. So could we see something similar if we do break down? Without a doubt, I would be looking for a higher low here, and I would be very, 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 very defensive. I want to see those bullish CVD divergence, but because most of the people are going to think that that low is going to be claimed. If you break down from here, he's like, okay, that's it. We're coming down to the lows. And then you start getting a reaction here, and then you have the price action recovering back above. So yeah, I would definitely be speculating on a possible higher low, but we need to see proof of support. I want to see those bullish CVD divergence. If we start getting reaction, I will be looking for the local double bottoms here, because looking for the local double bottoms on lower time frames is the trading plan, right? This was very, very complex without a doubt. Very, very complex move without a doubt. But I'm sure, you know, locally on the lower time frames, you had bullish CVD divergence. Let's analyze if we, well, I was going to say if we had bullish CVD divergence, we're just not going to take a look at that because it's a big fat nothing burger, right? So if we were to have those bullish CVD divergence breaking down here, if we were to get the breakdown, I would really speculate on a possibility of a wave 2 or an ABC, right? And then maybe come down later on. But without a doubt, this would be a very, very high interest zone here for me to look for that long setup. So we'll analyze that situation here in the next coming days. Guys, remember, if you are interested in trading, you got an insane deal on bluffing, 15% cashback from your deposit. And there is that trading competition as well going on Bluffing, guys. We can get a piece of the cake. There's only a few days left. We're doing pretty good here in the ranking. We're already getting a piece of the cake already. So if you join the competition, depending on the volume that you move, of course, you'll be getting a piece of the cake, guys. You do have the link down below. It's another way to support the channel. It's another way for you to trade in one of the best exchanges out there, which is Bluffing. Moving and ranking, they have proof of reserves, no fishy activity with the deposits from the clients. They have proof of reserves, okay? So they're a very, very legit platform, and you do get the best bonus available, which is 15% cashback from your deposit. Let's continue right away. Why are you saying Bluffing? Bluffing is a great exchange. It's a no KYC. A lot of people cannot trade on Bybit and other exchanges that are KYC, so it's a no KYC. What is the bearish case scenario, says Ravindra. Bearish case scenario is we are already facing some resistance at the moment, but the bearish case scenario, this is going to be a tough nut to crack at the moment on the lower time frames, because it is the point of control from 2021, right, where we have seen proof of support here, and this is a lot of resistance without a doubt. Very, very hard for a short trade to predict that this is going to be the top, as there is no proper liquidity grab here, as in a lower high, and we are forming consistently massive bullish CVD divergence. This is a full recipe for the price to absolutely, you know, explode out of the high, or at least get a wick up and then move down. But the bearish case scenario would have to be on high. You know, you could reject from this $57,000 range without a doubt. Not easy. The bearish case scenario is getting the resistance from the value area low from this entire range. If we fail and it's all the way up at $62,000, that is where we have the CME futures gap fill. The value area low from this entire range, without a doubt, this could be a zone filling the gap, hitting the 618 Fibonacci from the entire drop and failing to move above the value area low. If price action goes all the way up there in the coming days and it does get choppy price action and it fails to move above the value area low from this entire range, that is the bearish case scenario where the price is going to roll back down. It will be a very interesting area, because this $62,000 level is going to be the level, in my opinion, that is going to actually give us the sign that if we do break through, then I'm going to say, guys, you know, this is it. We're going to higher levels. If we do get acceptance back above the value area low here, for me, it's going to be simple. I'm going to say, guys, this is bullish. We're going higher. We're going possibly to all-time highs. But it's this massive resistance. It is filling the CME futures gap. And as you fill the gap, you know, a lot of the times you see it as it does have resistance, right, or support. A lot of the times you fill the gap and then you reverse. So you fill the CME futures gap, you hit the 618 Fibonacci zone, the golden pocket, and you fail to break above the value area low. This is going to be the crucial point that if you start dancing around with the price action, I would even speculate on a short position without a doubt, right? Even though if it is for a move of a few $1,000s, you know, I would be looking for a day trade. It's also a swing short, but I would say that maybe you're going to get a rejection and then form a higher low and then pop out again, right? But without a doubt, it's a rejection point. And that is, you know, the bearish case scenario would be moving up there and failing to get back above the value area low. It's just a crucial level of resistance. You're filling the gap. You got the golden pocket. You got the value area low from the entire range from March and August. It's like the level where we're going to see if the market is going to be bullish again or not. Because if you break above this level and get acceptance back above, yeah, without a doubt, I would say that, you know, you're very, very likely going to see proof of support, and you're just going to continue to the upside here. So, you know, that's what I would be speculating on. That is the most bearish case scenario I mean, we could be rejecting from here and rolling down. You know, we are at crucial level of resistance at the moment. We're forming this ascending wedge structure. Price is very, very choppy at the moment. I would love to see a wick up here and a rejection, hitting the resistance of this ascending wedge. And yeah, without a doubt, you could speculate on that potential pullback there. 15 minutes TA play, please. 15 minutes day trade for a short. Well, you know, like I said, it's, you know, zooming in here. This is crucial resistance. You know, if you are attempting to short this position, you need to be extremely defensive. If the price does reject from this point, like I said, we could have a completed 5-wave structure in a contracting diagonal here, right? You could have a contracting diagonal right there. You've got the 3 peaks. If you're attempting any short position right now here at this zone, you just have to have very, very good risk management. The overall movement down, you know, could be pretty nice. You could come down to the higher low support trend line. You could even break down here. But like I said, you're forming local bullish CVD divergence, which is not too great. You are forming local bullish CVD divergence, which is extreme lower lows on the CVD and higher lows on the price action. Oh, we are forming bearish CVD divergence right now. We've got Bybit traders. We've got several $1 million worth of long positions on Bybit entering right now with this pullback. So, not bad to speculate on a short if we do get a small little bounce here. But yeah, like I said, you need to manage risk very, very well here. It's getting very exhaustive. It's getting exhaustion. Any shorts taken here need to have a stop loss. You know, I wouldn't risk too much here because you could get that wick high. But if this starts moving down very aggressively, you could be looking for a breakdown, hit the support of higher lows, or even breaking down in the next coming hours. Yeah, this could definitely happen. If you get that wick to the upside and it fails to do so, absolutely, that would be even better, right? I need that liquidity grab above $57,000. That would be the ideal scenario. Now, the main reason why we're getting the resistance here on the 382 is because, yeah, well, we're basically hitting the 382 from the entire drop, right, that we do have here. So we are getting that 382, which is exactly at $56,950 here. It is. We are seeing that reaction here on the chart. Ideally, what I would want to see here is pullback, one more wick to the upside, and that would be my short trigger. If we do get one more move up and it fails to move above the local highs, that would be for me the short trigger to potentially come down to the higher low support, at least sweep up these lows. But that would be a nice trade of over $1,000, right? So would remain patient for that wick here to the upside. That would be the ideal. You fail to break out, you got that point of control of 2021, and if it does not get the fake out and you just continue to break through here, no rejection, then obviously you're looking here potentially to 59,400, which would be my next interest level for a rejection. But this is no zone to build a short position, guys, because, you know, price could just rip up here just like we did back in 2020, right? You got that ascending wedge, you got the major crash, the major FUD, everybody's panicking, you're forming an ascending wedge, boom, V-shaped recovery. So they already orchestrated the whole move. They're selling into you as the price rises. So you got 𝗖𝗿𝗆 here saying you can sort of guess the next move looking at their moves, you think. I think some alts are leading the way. Yeah, without a doubt. Altcoins are getting a massive recovery here very, very nicely. Altcoins are bouncing. I have been buying some altcoins. I mean, with this corrective move, I have to buy altcoins, guys. You know, overall, I am an investor as well. And I've been buying some Chainlink. I've been buying some Fowler Network, some Mina. I've just bought $2,500 worth of DAG. If I've got another, you know, I'm just DCAing, right? This is the zone that I want to start DCAing aggressively, and I will DCA if we go to lower levels, right? This doesn't mean that this is the bottom for the altcoins. It means that they're just cheap, right? And if we do go to lower levels, then we'll buy some more. I did not buy altcoins, especially, you know, this is one of that was in my list. I did not have any DAG network in my portfolio, Constellation Network. And I said, you know, if we do get a big pullback in the next coming months, this is one that I have in my list. I've got a list of 20 altcoins approximately. I already have about 25 altcoins in my portfolio, and I don't want to have too many. But overall, you know, if you have cash on the sidelines like I've been having for the last few months, and I was waiting for this pullback, well, here we got the pullback, right? So if you don't buy now, it's like, yeah, well, your chance is here. But there's fear, right? A lot of people think, oh, we're going to zero. Altcoins are not going to recover. There's not going to be an altcoin season. You know, I've been through this before, right? And I wanted this pullback. I was not buying in March and April. I wanted more pullback. I want a deeper pullback. I want fear in the market. Now you have the fear. Now you have the big pullback of altcoins. Some altcoins are down 70-80% from the March highs. You know, this is when I wanted to buy. This is what I was waiting for. So yeah, this is the time. This is where I'm starting to buy, guys. So yeah, Solana is king. Yeah, I never got to buy Solana. I got a friend that's heavily into crypto, and he was saying to me back when Solana was trading at $10, dude, buy Solana, buy Solana. And you know, I didn't buy Solana. And it did a 20x, right? It did a 20x in between 23 and 24, right? Going from, you know, $8, $10 to the highs of the last few months, which was, I don't know what was the highs right there. But Solana, yeah, did reach almost $200, right? Yeah, around about $200. So yeah, missed out completely on buying Solana down here at the $10 range. In 2022, late 2022, early 2023. So, but anyway, which Mina, Andy? Yeah, Mina protocol that's got a devastating collapse, devastating correction. But this is like, hey, every time the market, altcoins, especially good projects, I really like the fundamentals of this, this blockchain project. If the price comes down to the lows from a major higher time frame low, this is looking at the weekly time frame. If we formed a low here in 2022 in December, and the price pumps and it comes back down to the low on higher time frame, then hey, ICP is also a good project. I haven't done my research on ICP, but I know from researchers that have told me that it is a good project and it is likely going to do very, very well in the bull run. We can take a look at the ICP chart, but just so you understand, if a good project fundamentally that I believe is good comes back down to a major higher time frame low, this took 7 months to come back down to the low of 2022. I'm going to buy here. I did not buy here. I missed the chance, but you can see this comes down to test the lows. Of course, it takes a few more months. It's consolidating. This is what we could expect now, that it might just consolidate, come back down to the low, right? Similar price action that happened here in 2023, but I want to buy this higher time frame low if it's a good project, because look what happens. Woof, right? This makes a 5x in just a few months. So if we come back down to that higher time frame low, I want to buy. I want to buy without a doubt. So yeah, this is I know it's a very, very good crypto project, and I'm happy to buy at these levels. Very much. This is starting to be a very aggressive DCAing levels. And it could be very boring, guys. It might be boring, and we might create one more low. It might be very, very boring for the next coming months, and it will look like it is dead. It will look like that it's dead for many months potentially, and possibly creating slightly lower lows. Slightly lower lows. No aggressive dumping. There's no aggressive dumping going to happen here. I can tell you that. You ain't going to get a crash down to zero. Okay. You could test the lows a couple of more times and go sideways. And that is your clear sign that the selling pressure is basically exhausted. You know, it's not complicated as an investor, right? As an investor, chart analysis is much easier. It's, oh my goodness, it's much easier. It's just like Chainlink. I bought thousands of Chainlink when we were trading at $5-6 because it was extremely easy to look on the chart, right? If you're a day trader, analyzing to invest on altcoins is a piece of cake. It's a piece of cake. You're not going to get the exact bottom, but you can analyze the local situation. This was a reaccumulation. And I was saying, guys, I'm buying here heavily. I bought thousands of Chainlink here. I didn't take profit because this is a long-term game, right? I'm even buying more right now. I just bought another 1,000 yesterday because I said if we do dip below $10, this is another reaccumulation area. This ain't going to drop down below, $4, $5, $3. This ain't going to happen. Could it go to $6? Yes. Could it go to $5? That would be very aggressive, going down to $7, $6 already. I know it's very much a chance, but it's going to be another buying zone for me. You know, I'm not worried about this going to zero. It's not going to go to zero. It could go lower, but it's not going to go to zero. So on altcoins, it's extremely easy to spot good DCA levels. So yeah, on Mina protocol looks pretty good. ICP, let's take a look at ICP as an investment perspective. And ICP obviously is more stronger. It is holding very much here. For me, this is a wave 2, guys. You know, it's a wave 2. I am concerned of ICP going to slightly lower levels. But without a doubt, I think that this is already great zone for DCAing, right? You might be ranging here for the next coming months. And it will be much easier, just like it was easier when we had this broadening wedge, this descending wedge, sorry. When we had this descending wedge, you know, we were talking about this on the channel last year. We were spotting Polkadot, Phantom, so many, and it was like, guys, now is the moment. You know, this selling pressure is exhausted. You know, this is going to pop very, very soon, and we are probably going to see something similar. I mean, there's two scenarios here, guys. There's two scenarios, and they are both bullish on the mid-higher time frame. You either get a V-shaped recovery, which I think is unlikely, or you start claiming the lows here and claiming the lows and forming a descending wedgie structure. If this happens, which I think is the most likely, you're going to get a few months of insane DCA and opportunity before things pop again. It is simple, of course. It is simple as an investment perspective. It is very, very simple. So, yeah, anyway, legends, I'm going to wrap it up. It is getting extremely late. We haven't taken a look at the news here, but, we're taking a bit of news. Taiwan stock market crashes to worst day in 57 years. Also South Korea. We've also seen Japan, right? All this thing about Japan. Massive fear that one of the biggest crashes. We know what happens when we have these massive crashes, right? We know that a recovery is likely around the corner. We had the biggest volatility to the downside as well yesterday, compared to the C19 crash. Guys, we had a bottom in the C19 crash when we had this kind of volatility to the downside. 2008, we started to bottom out. We had a few more months of downtrend, okay? But just a couple of more months. Massive recovery, obviously. 2009, 2010, markets were recovering very nicely. The 2015 sell-off, we had a major sell-off in 2015. Massive recovery after that. These are clear indications that you get that massive fear, get extreme fear in the market. You know, they're just good opportunities, right? You don't buy when the prices go up. You buy when they go down, when there's massive fear, right? So, it's not that complicated to understand. Could we go lower? 100% yes. but it's a DCA in perspective. You're never going to catch the low. There's only one altcoin that I catched the low, and that was VeChain back in the C19 crash. There was that I catched the exact lowest price on VeChain, and it did over a 50x in less than 1 year. Because obviously I knew that the C19 crash was an opportunity for altcoins. So yeah, a similar scenario here, guys. Just odds of 50% basis point is, you know, very, very high. It's 98%, if not sooner. We know that in September we are going to see that, you know, interest rate cut. It's going to happen in September, if not earlier. We know that there's possibly an emergency meeting, and it's going to happen sooner than we think, and money printer go on, right? The question is, will the money printer go on as fast and as powerful as we want it to? That is the main question, right? Because the money printer back in 2020, that was insane. We printed, I think, I don't know, was it seven or $9 trillion, something crazy like that in just a few months back in 2020, which obviously brought a huge, massive recovery and the massive inflation, right? Or going to 10%. Obviously, people wanted to invest their dollars. I'm not sure if we're going to get that aggressive money printer going on. They need to save the shit coins, says Michael. Absolutely, yes. 200 likes, guys. Destroy the like button if you do enjoy the content. If you enjoy here watching the, you know, the charts, the news, different scenarios, make sure to destroy the like button, guys. The pure technical analysis, the educational content, and going through some news. Something that I'm in doubt. Are we in a bear trap right now? We just had the Bitcoin halving just a couple of months ago, right? 3 months ago. Is this the bear trap? We are in the middle of the bull run. This is the bear trap. Everybody fearful. This is good, guys. This is very, very healthy. Andy, can you can you please take a look at Smoking Chicken Fish SCF on Dex screen? Did a 1500x in like a week. What are you talking about? Are you serious? Singularity X. Are you serious? Let's take a look at that one right away. Smoking Chicken. Smoking Chicken. Is this one that has been launched just not long ago? Yeah, this has probably just been launched or not. Yeah, what can we say about this one? Obviously, from the launch, yeah, this has just gone up aggressively. What can we say about this? Yeah, I mean, this one's already got the massive big pump. What? Even though with the corrective move that we had yesterday, this is up over almost 100%, right? Yeah, around about 120% up already since yesterday's drop. These are, I don't know. This seems like a, yeah, what can we say about this one? I don't like it because this one kind of broke structure, right? It broke this structure that we had from the last week here, forming a lower low. I would be cautious. I would be really not that interested in buying this here on this bounce, to be honest, okay? These meme coins, Smoking Chicken, my goodness. Yeah, this one, you want to try and get in at the launch, right? Or at the correction of the launch. When it's been popping that much here, this is big speculation. You know, I don't want anybody to be late on this kind of, you know, it's already 92 million. Will this be the billion meme coin? You know, not many meme coins get to the billion, right? You got Pepe surpassing the billion. You got PayPay. I'm not sure if PayPay did surpass the billion, but you don't get many. And this was already 92 million. Yeah, what can I say? Just stay cautious with the meme coins. BTC dumping. So it is, yeah, BTC dumping. It's getting the resistance from that 382 Fibonacci from the entire drop. Would be nice to see one more wick. I would still be in the game plan of you get the corrective move here and you get one more move up to sweep up the highs, and then you get the corrective move. That is the ideal scenario that I would be watching here. You're correcting down, you get the VWAP, you possibly get support, you sweep up the highs one more time, and then you get the corrective move. And if you start rolling down from here, then, you know, obviously I would be looking for that level that was mentioned here on the stream, right? This is the interest level, 52,500 zone, where, you know, this could be a pretty epic swing trade depending on the reaction, right? We need to see that proof of support at this level, just like we did see proof of support yesterday here, and very strong bullish CVD divergence. I want to see bullish CVD divergence continuation here if we do get down to 52,500. So Bitcoin dumping, yeah, getting a bit of a corrective move, but yeah, this is because of the bearish CVD divergence, forming pretty aggressive bearish CVD divergence right now. Guys, if you want to scalp, you know, the CVD divergence on lower time frames is the tool to use. Let's take a look at the other news, guys. We have just in the past 24 hours, well, this was from early this morning, $1 billion of long liquidations happening. This was, you know, in between yesterday and today. This was something that we mentioned in the video update. Bank of Japan, this is what is interesting, guys. Bank of Japan to hold emergency meeting to discuss international financial markets. The Fed is next. It's going to be very interesting, guys. We might be seeing interest rate cuts and money print to go on, because if not, things are going to get worse, right? And I'm not sure if it's in their favor in the US for things to get worse when we have the elections in November, right? We have the elections in November, so, you know, maybe they can save the day, save the recession for another few more months, right? Yesterday's trading volume was $5.7 billion on the US Bitcoin ETFs, was the highest in months. We got a large spike here on the, you know, Bitcoin ETFs here, as you can see, big volume kicking in. So there is activity without a doubt. Legends, I'm going to wrap it up. Been over an hour now, and I'm, you know, it's tired here. It's 11 o'clock and it's past bedtime, and need to go to CrossFit at 6:30 a.m. Legends, thank you very much for joining. We'll be back with more technical analysis and updates tomorrow. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one.